Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of the Breitling Restoration Series. In this episode I am going to start to disassemble the movement. We're going to start by removing the hands and removing the dial. As you can see, the hands and the dials are in a pretty bad shape, and I'm not planning to save them, or I'm planning to replace them. This is why you will see a bit of a rougher approach when it comes to removing the chronograph hand in the center. Normally I wouldn't do it that way, but yeah, you're just gonna see that I'm using a bit of a rougher approach. I'm removing all three hands at the same time. The hands were stuck, they were really rough to remove. Once they came loose with a big, yeah, there you just see it. Yeah, I've damaged the chronograph center hand there, but it's not a big deal, as I was planning to replace them anyway. The three small hands got off quite nicely. Quite happy with that. We can remove the dial with no problem, revealing a really good looking dial side of the movement, close to zero oxidation and water damage. I'm just going to zoom in here to the center, to the hour wheel, where we can see where why it was so tough to remove them. You can see this discoloring, which is probably just lumen that got washed up in the water and deposited there, and yeah, made it really tough for me to remove the hands. But that shouldn't be big of a problem. Let's start to remove the date jumper maintaining plate. Hold down with 2 screws. You have to be a bit careful here already, because there is a spring down there, the jumper spring, which has 2 arms. Both arms are under tension, and if we remove the date jumper maintaining plate and we do a wrong move, this jumper spring will fly off. Here you can see the spring. I am holding the spring down with the black tool here, and I'm releasing the tensions of the 2 arms one at a time. That's the first one removed. Just figuring out the right way to hold it. There we go. And then we can remove the tension of the second arm, and now we can just remove the spring easily. The date jumpers now also come off with no problem. Yeah, we see a bit of black discoloring on one of the date jumpers. Here we are removing the date indicator maintaining plate. Just hold down with 1 screw, and there's nothing really problematic with it. As we remove it, we will also remove the double corrector. It's stuck to it, but not problematic. The double corrector also looking fine on the first view. Now we can remove the date wheel. Zooming in here, I am checking for the double corrector spring, which is mounted on the calendar platform. I was really scared that this is broken, since this is close to where the water came in, and this is a very small part, but it's looking fine, so that's a good sign, definitely. Let's start to remove the calendar platform. It's mounted on with 3 screws. We're just going to remove the 3 screws. I made a big mistake filming that, so you're just gonna see a jump cut when we have fully removed the calendar platform. Got a pretty bad shot, but here is the movement. I've removed the calendar platform. Just seeing here, definitely some oxidation. This brown discoloring, but it's not too severe. Also looking out there, it looks quite good. The movement itself and the wheels we see looking fine. Now I've noticed that there is a spring missing here. The hammer spring, checking if it's still stuck on the calendar platform, but I'm not seeing it there. Have we already lost our first part there? But I've just found it. It just fell into the movement holder. There it is. Let's continue by removing the date indicator driving wheels 1 and 2. No problem there. We're going to remove the hour and the free cannon pinion there. They're stuck together, but that shouldn't be a big of a deal. We're just going to use a brass anvil to push the free cannon pinion out of the hour wheel. There it goes. No problem there. So luckily the parts were not stuck together too severe. Just showing on the main plate here also a lot of discoloring, also on the intermediate wheel here, or the minute wheel as it is called. The intermediate date wheel, also some black discoloring. We have the hour wheel, or the hour counting wheel, looking really good. It looks like it has never seen a single drop of water or dirt. Not so much for the hour hammer, that really has suffered. Also the hour counter lock, it's just a white plastic piece. This is the area where we had a lot of problem removing the winding stem in the first episode. There is this piece I'm showing to here that's really stuck, and we can also see that the yoke is moving in a way it really shouldn't be able to move, because down here is actually a spring that should push the yoke back outwards. So the movement here tells me that there is something wrong. Now we're going to start to remove the setting lever jumper. It's all done by 2 screws. We're going to start to unscrew the screws. We're going to release the tension, and then we are going to remove the screws fully, revealing the setting works on the movement. 2 screws are out, removing the the setting lever jumper and also the intermediate setting wheel and the second intermediate setting wheel. We are going to remove the rocking bar, and here we can see that this yoke spring has 2 bars, one for the yoke, one for the rocking bar. Both have come off. Yeah, so that's the first part we definitely have to replace. The yoke is a bit stuck there, but with a bit of prying on the screwdriver it came off. The yoke spring, of course, we have to remove it, even though we can't use it anymore, but yeah, so we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of the sliding pinion here, and also the winding pinion. It's a bit stuck since the teeth are still engaged to the crown wheel. The setting lever here, that's the part that made it really hard for us to remove the winding stem. It's still not really coming out. It's moving a bit, but it's still stuck in there. So we're just going to leave that there. So, yeah, that's the dial side disassembled of the movement. And I'm just going to give you a look under a loop of the parts we have removed, or some of the parts, to give you a better idea. Here we have the sliding pinion looking really rough, a lot of discoloring, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if we can save the part. Same also with the winding pinion. That is really, really discolored on the side, full with just rust and oxidation. Our hammer, and here we have the minute wheel, they both have this coloring, but not too severe. The double corrector looking fine. It's looking dirty, but it's should be an easy fix. The setting lever spring is also all looking fine, or setting lever jumper I think it's called. Yes, the date jumpers, the hour wheel definitely has this coloring, and a lot of this coloring on the downside or on the underside. Going to be interesting just to see how well we can save these parts. Something I'm really looking forward. Now, from the first episode, I'm just going to show you the rotor and the interesting discoloring, the winding stem that gave a really good fight until we were able to remove it. Here the calendar platform. Yes, you can see a lot of the parts look really, really rough, really, really damaged by the water, and yeah, that is going to be interesting just to see how well we can save these parts. So that was it for the second episode of the Breitling Restoration Series. Stay tuned for the next episode already in production. I hope you have enjoyed this one, and yeah, wish you have a good time. See you guys, bye.